Welcome to vantageaditya. There is a habit that separates people who stay consistent from people who slowly give up. And it is not discipline. It is not motivation. It is not talent. It is something far simpler. But almost no one does it consciously. They do something good. They achieve something meaningful. They push through something difficult. And then they move on. No pause, no recognition, no acknowledgement. Because they think, this is normal. This is expected. This is not worth celebrating. But what if that exact behavior is the reason they lose momentum later? Watch this carefully. Because once one understands this, it changes how effort, confidence, and success actually work. The first reason why celebrating yourself matters is simple. Your brain runs on reward, not logic. Most people assume that if something is important, their brain will naturally stay motivated to do it. But the brain does not work like that. It does not track long-term goals. It tracks immediate patterns. Every action you take gets evaluated. Was this worth the effort or not? Now imagine this. You wake up early. You complete a difficult task. You push yourself beyond comfort. And then, nothing happens. No recognition. No positive reinforcement. No moment of acknowledgement. Your brain records this pattern. Effort equals no reward. So the next time you try to do something hard, resistance increases. Not because you are lazy, but because your brain is trying to protect energy. Now flip this. You complete the same task, and you pause for a moment. You say, that was not easy, but I did it. That single moment creates a loop. Effort equals reward, and your brain starts to cooperate. This is why some people stay consistent, and others struggle. It is not willpower. It is reinforcement. The second reason is deeper. The world rarely rewards you instantly. Most meaningful progress is invisible in the beginning. You work hard. You improve slowly. But results do not show up immediately. No one claps when you stay disciplined. No one notices when you choose consistency over comfort. And if your system depends only on external validation, you will always feel behind. Because the world rewards outcomes, but success is built in process. This creates a dangerous gap. Effort is happening daily, but recognition is missing. And over time, this gap drains motivation. This is where most people break. Not because they failed, but because they felt unseen. Now think about this. If the world is silent, and you are also silent, then where does motivation come from? It does not. This is why self-recognition is not optional. It is necessary. Because when external rewards are delayed, internal acknowledgement becomes your fuel. The third reason is about confidence. Most people misunderstand confidence completely. They think confidence comes from results. But real confidence comes from evidence. And that evidence is built internally. Every time you do something difficult, you have two choices: ignore it or recognize it. If you ignore it, nothing changes. Your brain does not register growth. You continue to feel uncertain. But if you acknowledge it, even briefly, you create a pattern. I did something hard. I handled it. I can trust myself. And over time, this compounds. Confidence stops depending on others. It becomes self-generated. This is powerful because external confidence can disappear, but internal confidence stays. And it starts with something small, recognizing your own effort. The fourth reason is identity. This is where things shift from behavior to who you become. Most people try to stay motivated, but motivation is unstable. Identity is not. Every time you celebrate your effort, you are not just rewarding action. You are reinforcing identity. You are telling yourself something specific. This is who I am. Someone who shows up. Someone who follows through. Someone who does not quit. Now here is what happens next. Your brain starts aligning with that identity. Because people act in ways that match who they believe they are. So when you start seeing yourself as consistent, your behavior follows. Not because you are forcing it, but because it feels natural. And this is how long-term success is built. Not through motivation, but through identity reinforcement. The fifth reason is the most dangerous one to ignore. Because without self-recognition, you create a negative loop. And most people do not even realize it. Here is what it looks like. You work hard, you improve, you achieve small wins, but instead of acknowledging them, you focus on what is missing, what is not done yet, what is not perfect yet, what is not enough yet. Slowly, your brain builds a pattern. Nothing is enough. So, even when you progress, it does not feel like progress. This leads to something subtle but powerful. Disconnection. You start feeling tired, even when you are improving. You start doubting, even when you are moving forward. And eventually, you slow down. Not because you cannot continue, but because your mind no longer sees value in effort. This is burnout. Not from overwork, but from lack of recognition. And the solution is simple, but it requires awareness. You must close the loop. You must acknowledge effort. You must recognize progress. Because if you do not, nothing will ever feel enough. Now step back and connect all of this. Your brain needs reward. The world delays recognition. Confidence builds internally. Identity is shaped by reinforcement. And without acknowledgement, burnout begins. This is not about ego. This is not about celebrating loudly. This is about understanding how your mind works. Because once you understand this, everything changes. Discipline becomes easier. Consistency becomes natural. Progress becomes visible. So, what does this look like in real life? It is not complicated. After completing something difficult, pause. Take a moment. Acknowledge it. Not dramatically, not publicly, just clearly. That was not easy, but it was done. That is enough. And that small moment creates a powerful shift. Because now your brain connects effort with reward. And that is the loop that drives success. And here is the final thought. Most people are waiting for the world to recognize them, to validate them, to appreciate them. But the people who move ahead do not wait. They build that system internally. They become their own source of reinforcement because they understand something simple. If you cannot recognize your own effort, no amount of external success will ever feel enough. So the next time you achieve something, do not rush past it. Do not ignore it. Take that moment, because it is not small. It is the system. Welcome to Vantageaditya.